Are 600s useless? Well, that's a question I get often now. People say, what's the point of getting a 600? A lot of times people ask me to upgrade to 1000. I don't know why you guys care. Okay. The fuck was that? Fuck the police. I mean, there's really no reason to buy a 600 over a 1000. Really, there isn't. I mean, yeah, you can save on insurance and you can save on the sticker price. Obviously, the 1000 is a little bit more expensive. But I mean, just how more expensive is it? I mean, you look at the R6 versus the R1S, and the R1S is like 2-3 grand more expensive than the R6. So it makes you wonder, like, why get the R6 over the R1S? I mean, the R1S weighs, what, 30, 40 pounds more than the R6, so, okay, I guess you're saving 40 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever. That's really unsubstantial, if you ask me. And of course, you have the power. If somebody said, here, I'll give you an extra 20 horsepower in your 600 for free with no negative side effects, just say yes or no, I'd say yeah, all day long. Of course, if you're like, well, you know, you don't need all that power, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you don't need it, but why are you going to turn it down? And of course, you can always turn the 1000cc power down. You have rider modes and everything like that. You can always just put into C mode or whatever, and it'll cut the power, and it'll be like a 600 almost. But it has rider modes, so you get better power. It has better technology. You gotta think the 1000s, they usually have heavier duty suspension, they have better brakes, they have better components, they use heavier duty plastics, they have better electronics, lights, ignition, everything. Usually 1000s are better built than 600s. I mean, you can see right away. You go to just go to your local dealer and look at the 600, look at the 1000, just feel the plastics, try to like move them like this, and just, you know, twiddle with the buttons and stuff, and you'll see the 1000's more refined. It's just a more, I don't know how to explain it, it's just better. So when you consider the minor price difference between the two, it kind of makes you wonder, why get the 600? Now, on the flip side of things, the 1000, do you need a 1000? Hell no. Hell no. Do you even need a 600? Honestly, the 600 is killer for the streets. The 600 will outbeat almost every car out here. 99.9% cars out here will get destroyed by my 600. And pretty much every scenario except for straight up like top speed runs on the highway for 10 minutes, then maybe a lot of these cars can beat me. But just acceleration wise, honestly, 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds or something, and a top speed of 160 miles an hour ish. I mean, that's plenty fast for me. Like, I don't need to go any quicker than that. That's fine. And then a lot of people say too, with 1000s, the nice thing about it is you'll be on the highway and you can cruise. Even in 6th gear doing 4,000 RPMs, and on a 600 you'd probably be doing like 6,000 RPMs, so it's a little less buzzy and stuff, so it's a little bit more comfortable. People say that with the 1000s. And of course, you don't have to downshift. Like, if you want to pass somebody on the highway on a 600, just stay in 6th gear. Who cares? You have tons of power everywhere in the rev range, all over the place. You have tons of torque, everything. So with the 600, you gotta kind of work for the power a little bit more. You gotta downshift, and you gotta go full throttle, and you gotta bob and weave a little bit more, and you just gotta be more involved with the riding process, which some people don't like, some people do. I personally, I like that. I like to be involved. I like to downshift and upshift, and I like to just really kind of put my bike to work. I mean, I don't even have a fraction of the skill to tame a 1000. Most riders don't. Honestly, 99.9% of riders don't. And if you're not even going to the track, then I don't care how good of a rider you are, you're wasting the 1000's potential. Because there's no reason why you should be going balls to the walls on a 1000 on the streets. Honestly, even a 600, you should not be going balls to the walls on a 600 on the streets. However, it is always nice to have more torque. Like, that's the thing. Like, here's the flip side of it again, is the 1000s have a lot of torque. So it's just fun. You can just go like this, and your bike just lunges up in a wheelie and stuff. And that's kind of fun. That's cool. That's interesting. And like I said before, with the more refinement and the better electronics and all that stuff, the 1000 has a lot of feathers in its hat. But the 600 has a couple too, and you know, like I said earlier, it's lighter weight, it's better on insurance and price, and honestly, thank you. A big factor for me was always looks. I love the looks of the 600. The 600 was so beautiful looking to me. She's gorgeous. I love this bike. I could have bought any bike I wanted, and I chose this one, so I don't know if that any consolation, but it's a great bike. It's fantastic, and it has all the power I want. It's lightweight, it's flickable, it's beautiful, it's refined. It's good for me. I like this bike. This is my baby, and I really don't see myself getting rid of her anytime soon. But I do understand that a 1000 is a better package deal. You're just getting a lot more bang for your buck. However, the 1000s, it is way overkill for the streets. You don't need a 1000. You really don't need one at all. Like, if you can't really afford a 1000 but you can afford a 600, don't like put off riding for another year to afford that 1000 or whatever. Just get the 600. It's gonna be friggin' balls fast. It's gonna be way faster than you are, especially if you're a new rider, which if you're a new rider, I don't really recommend you buying a 600. So our 600cc bike's useless, and I guess it really, I have to say they kind of are. I mean, they price themselves so high, so close to the 1000s. So you really can't justify not buying the 1000 in favor of a 600, because the 600 is, well, it's not a good deal. It's not a good deal, and I hate to say it. If you buy brand new, if you buy used, that's a different story. The 600 is an amazing deal. I love this bike, and I was worth every penny I paid for her when I bought her. But a 1000 versus like getting a 600 new, like paying 12 grand for a 600 is just silly in my opinion. You can get a used S1000RR for 10 grand. So I really don't understand why people buy 600s new. I don't know. I guess it's fun to rev the piss out of the bike. Like, that's one thing. 1000s, you can't rev the piss out of a 1000, because if you do, you're going to jail or you're gonna die or something. With a 600, you get more opportunities, but I will admit that you still don't get to really rev these bikes up. Yeah, people say these bikes are slow, and nothing slow about that. I mean, like everything in life, it's all relative though. I mean, this is pretty slow compared to a 1000, of course, but hey, I don't really care. I love this bike. This is my bike, and I'm gonna keep riding her and enjoying her. Alright guys, so I am interested in what you have to say. Why don't you, in the comment section below, leave me feedback. Let me know what you guys think about 600s. Let's start a discussion here. Let's talk about whether 600s are really useless. I would have to say the old ones are not. I mean, these bikes, they're special. They have absolutely amazing characteristics, and I love my 600. It can do pretty much everything the 1000s can do. It's a very small margin that separates us. I believe so, at least. But you guys might feel different. And of course, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye. I'm just going to keep riding my slow girl bike around and enjoy the day. See you later, guys.
It's a sick news, pull your little arrows out. Let me live my life, the one I'd better lead. All the blondes of fantasies, and we looked at them 11 ways. You said, look at me, I looked away, and you wrote the song I wanna play. I'll